we have to be visible.
Right.
Y'all got to see us doing the work. You got to see us, as you just said, putting our necks out there and willing to take the risk. Because if we don't, who will?
Yep.
And then what message are we sending y'all?
Don't call it a and one, but we'll call it a slam dunk. Beat that band drum. I'm killing it, man. Like 30 in a handgun for testing me like.
What up, though? This your boy Juice. I got a special guest with me. Y'all know her as Miss Nona, Councilman Nona Snoddy. I know her as Ain't Nona. A lot of y'all
That's
do
what's
as
up.
well. And right now, we're here to just have a simple conversation. Just talk about the things that's going on out here. I've been knowing her for a long time, my whole life.
Yes.
And she always treated me like family. And once again, it's a privilege to be here. And as we was talking before, she came with an article. And it started with Dear Longview. And if y'all read it or can look into it, y'all should, because it was something that was dear to a lot of people like me, because it spoke on a lot of stuff that we have dealt with in Longview our whole life. And if you can, just explain like what made you do that.
Okay, first of all, let me say I am excited that you're here.
Really?
You know, you're at home. My home is your home.
Absolutely.
And I'm thankful also for this opportunity to
Me
be
too.
on Big Homie.
Really?
The article in itself was written seriously to inspire the generation, the millennials and the Generation Z, to propel Longview forward. As a black woman, as I stated in the article, I've experienced discrimination based on the color of my skin. People don't like to talk about it right here because it's so intimate. It's home. I've been here all my life, and when they hear me say, "You've experienced it," then they're looking like, "Wow." Not you, Ain't Nona, but yeah, I think due to the skin that we're in, if you're black, you probably have at some point in time in your life experienced it. And as I stated in the article, if you're white, you probably caused it, or you've at least witnessed it. So the article was written in order to charge the next generation to do things a little different, to not sit back and sit
You know
quietly.
why that means so much to people like us is because I think for me, I've seen people of color in positions in Longview where they might have sat back and just played their part. Instead of speaking now where we like, hey, we need you right now. Shout out to Pastor Brown. He also spoke out.
Yes.
And that's hard for somebody who's a policeman. And it's like, we need that because we sometimes we don't feel like we have nobody that got our back out here. Like, it don't matter if you driving dirty. It don't matter if you hungry. After 8, 9 o'clock, we don't want to go past 80.
Exactly.
We feel like that's not our territory. And when we're past there, feel like them laws might break their neck.
Which brings us to the fact that I often talk about it being a real clear division here in the city of Longview. Just the example you just made, us being on the south side of Longview versus north,
right,
and not having those things made available to us, or not feeling welcome,
right,
or not feeling that we're safe enough to ride over there without it being a concern.
I don't need another dollar store. They ain't gotta make another dollar store. We got a lot of dollar stores.
Let me bring that up. Let me touch base on that a little bit.
Okay.
So I thought about that because I received a phone call, and it was like, they building another dollar store in South Longview, and I was like, yeah, but let's look at it this way. It is economic development. And when COVID hit, I promise you, some of the people from North Longview had to come to South Longview to visit the same dollar store in order to get the supplies that they needed.
Yeah.
So, it may not be the type of development we're looking for.
Might not be Chick-fil-A.
Yes. There it is. May not be,
right.
Exactly.
It's a
start. Exactly. It's a start.
Still cheap.
And it also provides, employment for people living in the community. And we also have to keep in mind that we have the Family Dollar Distribution Center here in Longview. Yeah. So that's a
what
plus.
made you get into being a councilman? What started you?
Oh, wow. I'm glad you asked that question. Good question. I had no idea. Honestly, I had no desire. I was sitting right where I'm sitting now, and I got a phone call, and the person on the other end said, "Hey," said your name came up, and I said, "What do you mean it came up?" Said, we're wanting you to consider running for city council. And I just kind of laughed. I was like, what? And so another person picked up the phone and said, no, we're very serious. You know, we've thought about all the people, and you are the one. You know, you love Longview, you love South Longview. You've been doing the work anyway, so you would be the likely candidate for this. So I, didn't answer immediately. I said, let me pray about it. That was the first thing. Let me pray on this. I go to church that following Sunday, and a lady by the name of Barbara Scott walked up to me and said, your name came up. So that was 3 people. That was confirmation for me. Father, Son, the Holy Ghost. That was confirmation for me that, people were serious.
Right.
So they saw something in me that I didn't see in myself. So that was after praying and talking to my husband and my girls, and most importantly, my mom, because that's been a catalyst, yes, in my life, would never steer me wrong. And talking to Kadarius, Kiki, he was like, ain't no, why not? Why wouldn't you? You've already been doing the work. And,
really?
The statement was made to me, God doesn't call the prepared, he prepares those who are called.
Okay.
So I've already been doing the work. So becoming part of the city council just put me on an official platform. That's
right.
all. I'm still Ain't Nona all day,
You
every day.
still always,
no matter
like
the title.
If it's a function and it's on the South, I usually know I'm going to see you there.
Yes, definitely.
Like when you did that, what's it called, a
CPR, yes.
And like that was something that we don't never get over there.
Yeah.
And it was something for us to come do. And you tried to bring life to the park that's
Definitely.
been looking the same for the longest.
Yes.
Which I know you done tried, and I know you do your best to get to
it's
it.
coming. It's coming.
This is what I want to ask. What can we do to help? To like help with the process?
You know what? I am honestly charging your generation and the generation after that, because some of you are now parents or thinking along those lines. So you have to get active. The most important thing that you can do is to make sure that you are registered to vote and that you exercise that right to vote. Your voice is your vote.
I gotta do it now.
You gotta do it. It's a must.
I ain't
it's a
Nona
must.
said it, y'all, so I gotta do it.
That is the first thing, guys, that you have to do is become a registered voter, and not only that, make sure you vote.
But I want to vote for you and people like you. That's what I want to vote. I don't care about the president.
That's why it's important, but you got to. You got to care even more so about the election coming up in November.
Is you running?
Not in November.
Okay,
not in November.
I'm ready when you run.
Yeah, not in November.
Right.
But you asked me, what could you do?
Okay.
And I'm telling you, that is the most important thing you can do, is to not only vote in local elections, but in national elections.
Gotcha.
We got to, our vote is our voice. That is the only way we're going to be able to make change.
Yes, man.
Yeah.
I got you.
I mean that. That's to all my babies. Voting is key. It's what we have to do in order to get things done.
I need to make a voting app.
That'd
be easy for us lazy cats that don't feel
you
like
need to start putting it out there. The importance of voting, because we have to have it. We haven't always had that right, and now that we do, we need to exercise that right. We need to take advantage of it.
So tell me this: do you as far as what's coming up in Longview, do you think that, because Longview as a whole, it's always, I ain't never felt comfortable just being a black man in this city. I never have. I know a lot of black people that feel the same way, and we just try our best to just stay out the way and have the most fun we can. For instance, when I'm on the loop at night, I see groups of different people. They're not my color.
Yeah.
And they're out there at 12 o'clock and stuff, and I'm wondering, I'm knowing these laws are passing them.
Yeah.
And I keep wondering, can my partners pull up in their Crown Vics and their Grand Marquises and their Boss Caprices? And can we go out there and chill and have a good time? I don't know if it would be the same. That's the thing that I see out here, and I be like, don't make it so obvious.
And you know what? I think it's those instances like that we have to call people out on. And when I say people, we have to make our chief of police aware. These things are happening, especially if you feel that there is some difference in the way that versus one side or the other, or one culture or the other. And I would just step out and say there is a difference. We know that there's a difference in the way things are handled, because of the way that we've been labeled here.
Yeah.
In Longview, in South Longview. They think this is the area of town where there's nothing but negative things, and I would challenge anybody on that.
No, but great.
I grew up in South Longview and not without my share of problems, but glory be to God, I think everything worked out for the good.
You hear me?
So
I love it.
I think it's me too. And I told somebody the other day for the first time, my heart was saddened because at the age of 60, I was not proud to be from Longview. And it was mainly because we're dealing with the issue of the monument, the Confederate monument on the courthouse lawn. We're not asking that they destroy the monument because we understand it's a part of history. But what we're not understanding is, as I told them before, why. And I believe it was strategically placed on the courthouse lawn.
Right.
When it was placed there. They didn't ask people that look like us.
Right.
If it should be out there. So we're here now and we're saying the place of justice, the house of justice, the lawn where our tax dollars are paid as well, it should not be there on that lawn. So I think things like that, it is important and vital that we speak up. Baby, would you get the phone right there? Just hand it to Ricky.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that we speak up.
That's a cordless
Sorry, guys.
thing right
Yeah.
there.
I'm keeping it real. I still got I still have a landline.
Cordless thing going.
I'm old school. I'm going to always be that way, so what you haven't looked at then is one on the wall. Right.
I had a feeling it was one of them. I just didn't want to look around.
All I'm saying
is,
you know what? When the power goes out, guess what's working? Hello.
Absolutely.
The girls didn't even know how to use that.
Lie. I wish it went back to house phone, because nowadays is people like, if you don't text back, I seen you on Facebook, I seen you on Instagram.
You know what? If we could ever get back to the basics.
Right. That's all I like.
Great.
I tell people all the time, man, I'm old school. I said, what you get out of me is not going to be what you got out of me in person.
Right.
Or like, just have a conversation. All these making statuses and trying to be famous through apps.
Yeah.
I can't do this.
That's why I was excited about today, because I knew it would turn out just like this, just us sitting and chilling and just chopping it up, as y'all say.
No, I feel like y'all feel like it treat me like little kinfolk. So,
definitely.
You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
I know everybody been knowing kids, Sade, everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Since forever, you know what I'm saying?
We remember little Carrie.
I remember that one time, you don't even know, I still got this pair of bottle shorts. They was too big and I kept them. You gave me, and I think Mike Stoker, and somebody else, some black and yellow. They'll match them 12s right now. There was some black and yellow bottle shorts. They were like a 2X. I flipped the things inside out. I had some Jordan shorts.
Oh my God!
Only Ain't Nona can do that, man.
You know what?
Only Ain't Nona can do that.
I honestly, I love the gift of giving. It blesses my heart when I'm able to give and to share, and that's a characteristic that I received from my mom.
Yes, ma'am.
My mama, I promise you, people would bypass the mall to come to Doris Dixon house and say, "Hey, Granny, I'm needing blah, blah, blah." She said, "Give me a minute." She could look in that closet and come out with whatever a person was needing, and I'm pretty much the same way. Same way today.
That's all right. That's like me. I might be going through something inside every day, but I find joy in seeing somebody else.
Yes.
Like that's why I used to throw barbecues and block parties or whatever, because all you see is everybody around you smiling. So then you can't be sitting there mad or thinking about something. So kind of the reason why I like doing these conversations with people, so people can get to know people more. They might not know, like some generations might not know you like we know you. So now they seeing this, and then now they could be like, okay, she with us, and it might make them want to go harder. Definitely. So if y'all out there and y'all want to help or y'all want to do something, then get in touch with me.
Yeah, look me up, because I'm sure there are things that we can do together. I'm sure there is a driving force and some agenda for our millennials and our Generation Zs, some things that they can do to, I'm telling you, you guys will be the change for this city, no doubt. I'm talking about crossing color barriers, doing everything as far as jobs. There won't be, as I said in the article, equality is non-negotiable.
Right.
Equality is non-negotiable. You want to be treated just like any other fellow man should be treated.
Absolutely.
I think one of the biggest things I've gotten out of being on the council is just the humanitarian side of it. Politics, not so much.
Right.
But if you ask me about being a servant and serving my fellow man, that's me right there. That's what I enjoy.
Well, you representing the right way.
I appreciate that.
At your CPR event, I remember us having basketball.
It was basketball, it was kickball, it was flag football, it was softball.
Wait right there. What'd you say?
Softball?
Curveball! You threw that hoop and I had to.
Oh my God. So you know what? It was softball was a sport that I honestly enjoyed.
Yes, ma'am.
But they said I was a better cheerleader than I was a player. Nah, I mean I had a glove. I was doing
I
a
was
little
just
something,
scared to hit that white
but
ball.
I was not as I couldn't play or wasn't as talented as a lot of other people.
Gotcha.
So I played on some teams that. Yeah, I didn't represent so well.
We finna see on this quick fire how talented you is.
What's that? What's that?
The quick
What you
fire.
got?
What
What's
I
the quick
got
fire?
for you is a 5 questions.
All right.
Just a quick 5. Just gonna mess with your mental a little bit.
Okay.
Just messing with your mental. Now you in a smooth mood. Just a good time with maybe your daughters, maybe your husband. Y'all riding. Is you gonna rather listen to a little Erykah Badu or some Beyonce?
Oh, I'm gonna be an Erykah Badu on that. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna be Erykah Badu on that.
Okay. I got you. That's
I like
me
her vibe. Yeah.
That's me too. What's your most memorable moment of this whole pandemic, this coronavirus, all this that's been going on?
That's a real emotional question for me, Carrie, because you know, I didn't realize, and I'm glad you brought that up because, guys, let me go ahead and put this plug in. Make sure you're practicing social distancing. Make sure that you're doing everything you can to stay safe and to keep your loved ones safe. I think the memory for me would be, honestly, my gratitude towards God, because I was thinking if my mom was still here,
right,
I would have to deal with that situation with her being elderly and
not maybe being able
yes. And I don't know if my baby even want me to mention it, but even my firstborn granddaughter, Ricky's baby, that she lost, the how anxious we would have been in trying to ensure their safety and that they were okay. So that's why I know God doesn't make a mistake. He does everything for a reason. So
absolutely,
you know, God hasn't given us the spirit of fear, but of power. And so we just keep moving forward.
Yeah.
And doing what we need to do to stay safe.
And blessings to y'all.
Yeah.
Blessings to y'all,
yes.
for real.
Yes.
Hey, I know you know about this school, but I want to know which one you think would be better. Because me personally, this is where I know you really looked after a lot of children at this school. Mm-hmm. Which one you think is better? The old Foster Middle School or the new one?
Are you serious? Oh, you already know it's old Foster.
Okay.
Because I'm old school. I'm old Foster. I'm not old Foster.
Yeah. I'm old Foster.
Yeah.
I'm a member, cheeseburger basket member.
Please, yes.
Cheeseburger basket. Yeah, that's me. That's how old I am. Well, you got you $1,000 Best Buy gift card. You get to get whatever you want in Best Buy. What's the first thing you going to get?
If you want me to answer that honestly from my heart, if you give me $1,000 Best Buy gift card, I'm going to spend it on someone else.
I know.
That's why my family never liked to give me cash for my birthdays or any holidays, because 9 times out of 10, I'm going to spend it on somebody else.
You like me. I ain't going to die
with
it. And I ain't never really had it, so I don't really care about it.
So that's kind of who I am. I always try to make it my business every school year. I have uniforms in my car. If you need some shoes, I'm going to get the shoes. That's just part of who I am. That's part of my
if we had just maybe 20 more of you in Longview, it ain't no telling where we could go.
You know what? They're out there.
They out there. You just gotta put a battery in their
out there. You know, and they may be working on a different side.
We might can't see.
Yeah, but they're out there. I promise you, they're out there.
Okay.
You know, and I'm like you. I challenge them to come forward.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Already.
Yes.
Well, this is my last one for you. You know, we already kind of talked about this earlier, but I'm not even gonna say if. when you become the president, what would be your first move?
Oh my God. You know what? When you think about the era of President Obama, and then you think about the president that's in office now, I don't think anything I would do would be a mistake.
Nah.
But it would be more along the line of trying to do whatever we need to do to eliminate the systemic racism within our country. Because it's just, it's an awful hard pill to swallow. To know here we are in 2020 and we're still having to deal
Seems
with
like
it.
we went on a curve like the corona, like it had went down, then
Well,
now
I don't even think
up.
it ever went down.
You think it's got camouflaged?
It's been camouflaged, and now it's like wide open.
Right.
You know, it's like the elephant in the room. Mm-hmm. Now we got an elephant that's out there running around, knocking and running into everything.
Now they waiting for the purge to be real.
Can
that be real?
Yeah.
Can we turn that into real? I feel it.
Yeah.
Well, I really appreciate you letting me come through and have a conversation.
Anytime we can do this without a camera. You
all
already
the time,
know.
just like
got some hot wings in there waiting on you.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
See how she treat a young black brother? Chicken. This that life, big baby.
Yeah, we about that life.
Don't call it an N1, but we'll call